Have you ever felt it? That little hum under your skin. A whisper that tells you there's more out there. It's a feeling that doesn't come from a perfectly curated Instagram feed or a travel brochure. It comes from the Earth itself, the planet telling you a secret. That feeling is my compass. It's my guide. It led me to a different kind of Indonesia, far from crowded beaches and yoga retreats. This story isn't about the Indonesia you think you know. It's about the one waiting just beneath the surface, patient and wild. This journey started not with a flight booking, but with a flavor. Strange smoky spice in a forgotten corner of a Jakarta market. The woman who sold it had eyes that held generations of stories. She spoke of islands where the sky bled purple at dusk and where people spoke to their ancestors. She wasn't selling a spice, she was selling a mystery. I had to buy it. I had to follow that thread. What is travel if not an act of delicious surrender? You let go of the plan, you follow the scent, you chase the flavor. Most people come to Indonesia with a checklist. Temples, beaches, monkeys, check, check, check. They collect experiences like stamps in a passport, but they miss the soul of it all. The real Indonesia doesn't scream for your attention, it whispers. Everyone knows about the Komodo dragons, those magnificent prehistoric beasts, but most people see them on a crowded tour on Komodo Island. A quick photo op before heading back to their boat. I heard a rumor from a fisherman, a hushed story about another island, Rinca. He said the dragons there were wilder, more rugged, more primal. On Rinca you don't just see the dragon sees you. His words sent a shiver of fear and excitement down my spine. I had to go. The boat ride to Rinca was a journey back in time. The islands rising from the sea weren't lush and green. They were stark and golden like sleeping giants covered in dry savanna grass. When we landed, the air was different. Heavy, silent, electric. The guide, quiet, sun-crinkled eyes, handed me a long, forked stick. "For protection," he said, solemn. My heart beat faster. We walked for what felt like hours under the relentless sun. The silence broke only by the crunch of boots and the buzz of insects. Then we saw it. Not from a safe platform, but right there on the path ahead, a massive male dragon 10 feet long, lying motionless. It slowly lifted its head. Its black forked tongue flickered, tasting the air, tasting us. In that moment, I wasn't a tourist, I was prey. All modern noise vanished. Only the sun, dry earth, and that unblinking primordial stare remained. It said, "I was here long before you, and I'll be here long after." It was humbling, it was terrifying, it was absolutely exhilarating. The guide motioned me forward, eyes scanning the horizon. "There is more," he whispered, urgent. He pointed to a hidden cove, unmarked on any map. "The dragons are not the only secret here. We must hurry. The tide waits for no one." From the dry heat of Rinca, my journey pulled me to the opposite end of the archipelago, to the very northernmost tip of Indonesia, a tiny island called Weh. It's known as Kilometer Zero, the starting point of the nation, but a diver I met in a dusty port town told me something else. He spoke of Weh not as an end or a beginning, but as a gateway. He said below its waves lay a secret garden, a coral paradise bursting with life untouched and unseen by the crowds. He warned me, though, the currents there are strong, unpredictable. They guard the garden fiercely. The ferry to Weh felt like a pilgrimage. The moment I dipped my head below the water, my breath caught in my chest. It wasn't a garden, it was a city. Purple fans swayed gently. Brain corals formed intricate mazes. It was a world of pure, unadulterated wonder. But just as I lost myself in the silent beauty, I felt it. A sudden, powerful pull the current. It was like an invisible river, strong and determined, trying to sweep me away. For a moment, a jolt of fear shot through me. This was the raw power of the ocean, a force far greater than myself. As my guide signaled for us to begin our ascent, back toward the world of air and land, I saw something in the deep blue distance, a shadow large, graceful, moving with purpose. I had to leave, but my mind was stuck on that fleeting shape in the deep. The whisper of that underwater shadow followed me, but a new story was calling, one that led me from the sea to the highlands of Sulawesi, to a place called Tanah Toraja. That for them, the line between the two is not a wall, but a veil. They believe that a person is not truly gone until their family holds a final, elaborate funeral ceremony. Until then, the deceased remain a part of the family. cared for in the home as if they were merely sleeping. Arriving in Toraja was like stepping into a different reality. The houses, known as tongkonan, are architectural marvels. It was a place where the spiritual world felt palpably close. I was fortunate enough to be invited to witness a funeral ceremony. It was not a sad, somber affair as we know it. It was a celebration, music, dancing, a communal feast. But the ceremonies were only part of the story. The final resting places, caves carved high into the limestone cliffs, held a different, more eerie beauty. Guarding the entrances were rows of wooden effigies called tau-tau. They were startlingly realistic, life-sized dolls carved in the likeness of the deceased, with wide, staring eyes that seemed to follow you. They were both beautiful and eerie, silent guardians of the dead. As I stood there, my guide leaned in. "These are for the nobles," he said quietly. "But the babies, they have a different kind of tomb." The image of the Tau stayed with me, but the guide's last words about the baby graves led me to seek solace, to find life again. And so I was drawn to Sumba, an island that feels like a forgotten secret, rolling golden hills crashing Indian Ocean waves. I saw them almost immediately, a herd of horses galloping along a deserted beach, manes flying, hooves spraying sand. These horses are central to Sumbani's life. They are used in thrilling ritual battles during the Pasola festival, a tradition meant to appease the spirits and ensure a good harvest. The magic of the moment led me to the volcanoes of East Java. Indonesia sits on the Ring of Fire. Standing on the edge of Mount Bromo's caldera at sunrise was like being on another planet. A vast sea of sand stretched out below from which the smoking cone rose like a deity. The sky exploded into colors I didn't know existed. Fiery orange, soft pink, deep indigo. The Tengarese people believe the crater is the mouth of their god, and they make annual offerings, food, livestock, with reverence and fear. But the real test was Ijen. I began the trek in the dead of night, joining the sulfur miners. These men carry impossibly heavy loads of bright yellow sulfur rock up the steep, treacherous path, all for a meager wage. As we descended, the acrid smell of sulfur filled the air, burning my eyes and lungs. It felt like descending into the underworld. Then, I saw it. The famed blue fire, an electric blue river of burning sulfur flowing down the crater wall. They moved with a quiet dignity, their faces lit by the eerie glow. There, in the heart of the volcano, I watched miners work. This wasn't a tourist attraction for them. This was their life. Climbing out of the Ijen crater as dawn broke, covered in dust, smelling of sulfur, I felt changed. My muscles ached, but my spirit felt lighter. I had started this journey chasing flavors, whispers, seeking sights I hadn't seen before. I had collected stories. Rinca, We, Torada, Sumba, Ijen. Traveling off the grid forces you to shed your skin. You shed the comfort, the plans, the expectations. You become more resourceful, more patient, more open. You learn to communicate without words and to trust the kindness of strangers. The greatest souvenir you can bring back isn't a trinket or a photograph, it's a new way of seeing. Today is August 26th, 2025. Right now, as you read this, these places still hold their quiet magic, but the world is getting smaller, the whispers are getting louder, the secret is getting out. Once discovered, their fragile, untouched essence will change forever. This isn't just a travel essay, it's a call to action. It's an urgent invitation. Don't wait for these places to appear on a top 10 list or become the next big thing on social media. Go now. Go while you can still feel the thrill of true discovery. Go while you can still get wonderfully, beautifully lost. Go before the path is paved and the mystery is solved. Be an explorer, not a tourist. Seek connection, not just content. Pack your bag. Leave the checklist at home. Follow the whispers. Go now, before the flavor fades. Your adventure is waiting. Don't let it wait too long.